Hi, and welcome to the Claudia Macias show and podcast on admirable.radio.com. I'm your host, Claudia Macias, and I'm so grateful you've chosen to spend part of your day with us. This is a space where people come together to connect, create, celebrate, and grow. Each week, we bring you inspiring conversations, powerful stories, valuable resources, and incredible guests who are making a difference in our communities and beyond. Whether you're joining us to learn something new, find inspiration, or simply feel more connected, you're in the right place. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. Well, speaking of getting started, we have been started.
Yeah, we started. We started.
Yeah, we did. So, we're welcome to the Claudia Macias show and podcast. Today is a special, como dice, recording because we're bringing back
Hey, comadre. Except we're missing one of the comadres.
Yes. Yeah. Do you remember our apodos?
Yes. Mamona Spice. Right here.
Sentida Spice. Right here. And then we have
Toxica Spice. Not here.
not here. She got a little toxica. And
No, I'm just joking. No. No. She was at the concert.
Yeah, she was at a concert. Yes. And
yeah.
and if she was a little toxica,
It is what it
it
is.
is what it is. So
She was living up to her name.
yeah, she was. So she was at Duelo.
Yes.
Pero
I feel
órale.
like everybody was there.
Everybody and their mama was there.
Except me.
Except me too.
I was
didn't
not there.
I didn't make it. Apparently there were all kinds of tickets being sold left and right.
Yeah. No, I was just too tired. I wanted to sleep.
Yeah.
I was too tired.
But now our third comadre, who's Toxica Spice, she went to
Yeah.
Duelo, ahora le duele.
Yes. Fue para duelo y ahora le
Le
duele.
duele. So that she didn't make it this time, but she's gonna come back. She's
Yeah,
gonna come back.
She'll be back.
So today I wanted to do a recap.
Yeah.
Like what's up with the Hey Comadres?
yes.
So
How long has it been since our last Hey Comadre?
the last time we did this was a time when I could see up close.
Because earlier this was her.
I'm like, what does this say?
She was doing all that.
So I'm gonna start with you.
Yes, with me. A ver, ¿qué está pasando?
I'm gonna hand you the mic.
Okay.
All right.
So
All
Hey
right.
Comadre. Okay.
So it's been about 2 years.
I think so. Damn.
Okay, well let's go.
Oh, okay. So, what would I always say? Full disclaimer.
yes.
Disclaimer.
Full disclaimer.
Full disclaimer. If there are any kids involved, around, send them to bed.
A la cama.
They don't need to be listening to this.
A dormir.
Yes, I remember that. And it's Sunday. Tomorrow's school day. It's school. No.
Yeah.
Put them to sleep.
Put 'em to sleep.
They have no business and grown folk business.
There it is.
Right there. Full
Right
disclaimer.
there.
Full disclaimer, guys.
Yes.
Yes. So send them to bed.
And
Homework.
also, whatever we say,
Yeah, it's
just about us.
it's just opinions. It's
Yes.
not. No, do not
take our
Yeah.
advice.
do not take our advice because
Go
clearly,
seek professional care.
please seek professional
Yes.
help. Don't seek our advice.
Yeah, we're
This is-
just having fun.
Yeah, this is just pure entertainment, guys. Pure entertainment. That's it.
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff's been happening in the elections where a lot of people believe everything they hear. And now we got the person we have. But you know what? That's for
Yeah.
another day.
Yes.
But anywho, yeah, so full, and also whatever we share has something to do with Admirable Radio.
Right.
These are just our stuff, our thoughts,
Mhm.
our dreams, our goals,
Our aspirations.
and our everything.
Yeah,
So,
it's just ours.
yes, just
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we're bringing you along on the ride.
Might be a train wreck, but
hey,
but nonetheless, it's a ride.
it's a wreck. I mean,
Yeah, a ride. Yes, that.
I have only been drinking water since about 3.
3. No, I'm waiting for my drink to arrive. I need a self-care.
Yes. So we invite you to find the beverage of your choice.
Yes.
I don't care what it is. Just
Some bubbly might help.
water, Sprite. At this point, I'm at the Sprite level.
Are you
I was brunching earlier.
brunching? Oh, I know what that means.
Oh yeah.
I know what that
So
means.
I've been recovering.
Yeah, I was not brunching earlier. This is my brunch or drunch.
Maybe
Drunch.
Algo así.
Dinner, lunch with some bubbly.
Oh, I thought you meant like I'm drunk.
No, I meant like
Oh.
dinner, lunch. Yeah,
Okay.
like
Closer
dinner.
to the mic, comadre.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is only water.
like dinner, lunch, brunch.
I love it. So I'm gonna interview you a little bit, Comies.
Go ahead.
So it's been
Go ahead.
about 2 years right? And every time we got together, we talked about like our personal stuff. We talked about us on a quest of finding love. You know, we talked about the huercos.
Oh, the what?
We talked about work.
Yes,
So
work.
so let's wherever you want to start, give an update on where La Comis, Marianne, Mamona Spice is at with all of those things.
Okay. Well, okay, let's start with the huercos. Let's start with the huercos. The huercos. I'm a proud mom of huercos. You know, my son, my middle child, the one that's such the middle child, he actually just left to the Marines. He left to boot camp last Monday, so I'm so proud of him. Yeah, he's off to Paris Island, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited and I'm nervous for him, you know, but this is something he's always wanted to do since, you know, a young kid. And, you know, he wanted to go first to the Air Force, and then like something like a switch went off on him and I'm going to the Marines. Go for it, kid. Go for it. And so, yeah, so he left last Monday. My daughter, my Kimby, she is in school.
My I have that.
Yes. My Kimberly Wimberly, my Kimby, she is about 3/4 done with school. She wants to get into education. You know, she worked at an elementary school and she fell in love with los mocosos.
The other huercos.
Yeah,
other huercos.
Yeah, she fell in love with the other huercos, and that's what she wants to do. Like she found her calling, and that actually makes my heart smile because she was in her element working with the kids, and it just you know when you find your calling and you find your purpose, like you have like this glow about you. She had that glow, you know. And although I know my baby and I know that she likes the finer things in life, you know, I told her, I said, you know, honey, know that although our educators should be one of the top paying careers, it's not. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And she has. And she said, you know what, Mom, there's more important things in life than name brand. I'm like, you remember that when you want to go shopping, buddy. You know? So
I love it. And coming from an expert in that field, you know, you need some side hustles.
absolutely.
So you got some other talents, like cultivate those. And now that you have social media, you can like, you know, you got Cash App. You don't even just, you know, do your thing and tell people to Cash App you on the side if you want to go into education. And if not, you know, if you want, and also one other thing, if you really, really, really love education and you want to make bigger change, I guess, for the better, then keep moving up, because once you become that principal and on up, you know, you know, the money starts following. But yeah, there's not enough to give to the teachers out there. And I just want to send all my love, all my prayers to all of the educators out there, because school's been in session now for what, 2 or 3 weeks?
Yes.
So in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, to all of y'all, amen.
Alabaré, alabaré. I'm joking. Yes. Where's my tambourine? No. So yes, all of what my comadre over here said, that, you know, I concur. I concur. You know, I worked in, you know, at AMA. People know I worked at AMA for a few years, and I don't know, like, I guess I wouldn't say I was an educator because I was not teaching, but I was more in operations and with the district. And yeah, there is not enough money, and our educators do not get paid enough. And I wish that were different, but unfortunately we live in a country where it's not. And so I wanted my daughter to know that and be very transparent about that. And she knows, and she found her calling, and that's all that matters. So yeah. Yes. So on to the third.
Yes.
To the baby. Oh, my baby Joey.
The baby is
tall.
No,
No.
taller.
Yeah, the baby's taller than mom.
her.
Yeah. The baby is taller than all three of them. Yeah. So yeah, he's the tall little sucker. Yeah, so he is now in high school. He went into the 9th grade, and he is going to have a reality check.
Oh.
Because he is one cocky little son of a gun. Oh. And he has a little bit of all of us in him. He's got a little bit of his mom, he's got a little bit of his dad, he's got a little bit of his brother and his sister, and that is a toxic combination, which he is going to get some act right in him quick. You know, But you know what? The kid is smart. The kid is good looking, and the kid is talented in sports. And he's on the baseball team. And have fun, kid. Don't rush to grow up, is what I tell him.
No, I
And
always tell my girls because they're well, I'll get my update, but they're just so ready to like do their thing. I'm like, dude, slow down because then you just have a bunch of bills to pay. So
absolutely.
just chill and have fun now.
Adulting is not what it's cracked up to be. So don't just
Highs and
slow
highs
down.
and low lows and other
Definitely.
lows.
Oh
And
yeah.
some highs.
Yeah. So that. And so I get a kick out of going to pick him up every day, from school. And how was today? And his biggest struggle is Spanish because he is a no sabo kid. Yo con el nopalón y el huerco con being a no sabo kid. And I'm not proud of that. I am not proud of that. Kimberly, yeah, she's bilingual. She's very fluent. She struggles with a few words here and there, but she is very fluent. Huero, on the other hand, he knows enough to speak to the girlfriend's parents. Yeah, that's, he learned
Very important. Very important.
he learned enough to communicate with the girlfriend's parents, which, hey, that was impressive because in a matter of months he was fluent. Yeah,
Like that.
right.
Okay.
Mama said,
Uh-huh.
learn, kid. No, the girlfriend, my parents don't speak English. Matter of months. That's how that works. Yeah.
When there is that inspiration,
Yeah.
el jalón de la oreja by
Yeah.
the girlfriend.
Mhm.
Hey, sometimes that works.
It worked in this case. It worked in this case. And but the little one could care less. And I'm very proud of our culture, and we speak Spanish to him all the time, like, and at on my side of the in our household
Of the fin.
of the
Wall?
family on my side, on the mom side, we speak Spanish to him. With my mom, my mom speaks only Spanish to him, and he understands it, but he just struggles when it comes to replying. And then with his dad and, like, on that side of the family, I think they don't really speak. I don't think his stepmom speaks. She doesn't speak Spanish, so they don't speak Spanish at all on that side. So he doesn't really, get to practice it as much as I would want him to. The older two did, so it was a little bit easier for them. But the little one's a little different. So lo and behold, I have a no sabo kid. So it is what it is. We can only do so much. But yeah, so that's what the kids are up to. And then and so, like, let's go professional now. Let's go on the professional side.
Yes.
So I'm doing a little bit of consulting. You guys know that I'm a trauma nurse by trade, and I suck at being a nurse. No, but not because I'm not good at patient care. Let me rephrase that. It's because I'm very compassionate. I would cry with my patients. So I lasted about 3 years as a nurse. Yeah, and it was the worst 3 years of my life. Yeah, I would have nightmares. I was afraid to tell my parents that, Mom, I can't do this for the rest of my life. So I transitioned into emergency medicine operations, and so that's what I did for the last 20 years. I was in operations with emergency medicine, hospital medicine, and so now, and then I kind of transitioned into, like, nonprofit work with my own nonprofit, Raíces Unidas, but I still did healthcare on the side as my 9 to 5. But as of last year, I took that leap of faith and I started to dedicate myself fully to Raíces Unidas. It's hard to run a nonprofit when you're kind of like a one-man show. Like, I have volunteers and I have a team of amazing people that support me, but it's all just volunteer, so so in order for me to scale and to reach the masses, I had to dedicate more time to my nonprofit, which is the core of my being. It's my baby. And so, I did that. And so now I just do consulting. I do consulting work for emergency medicine and hospital medicine, which pays really well. And, I get by with that. But yeah, my passion is Raíces Unidas, and that's kind of what I've been dedicating myself to kind of, and I love it too. And there were some adjustments, of course, that I had to make in life. I had to make a lot of adjustments, just tweaks, but it's all worth it. It's all worth it because Raíces Unidas has kind of moved on to a new chapter in its life, and it's taking on a world of its own, and I love where it's heading, and I love what the future is looking like. I wrote a book also.
That's right.
I wrote a book. I released it July 4th. It's the Grassroots Blueprint. And I'm very proud of that book. And that book, I'm actually going to go on a book tour. Yes, I'm going to be going on a book tour with several Latinas who are authors as well. We're going to be going to New York on a book signing. I'm just excited about that. So, it was a blessing in disguise for me to, I was very stressed about leaving my, my 9 to 5, my healthcare career behind. But, you know, when you lead in good when you're leading life in good intentions, things just kind of fall into place the way they need to, and I'm a firm believer of that. So yeah, so with the book, and there's a follow-up as well, but I'm gonna, I won't start on that until probably next year. So there's that. And then, the book launch, led me to National Latina Day here in Houston. And this is Latina Power. And so, yeah, that's what's going on in the professional life of Marianne Garcia.
And now, because we all want to know, it was actually Toxica Spice, Irsa. There was an event that was put together, spearheaded by my homies here, and we just celebrated in this location where we're actually recording from. It's called By the Wayside.
This is an amazing space. Guys.
Amazing. And so we're back. But during the presentation of Marianne, our third comadre reminded everyone, like, hey, we did a podcast called Hey Comadre, and that's why we're here today. Because we were like, you know what, we need to do a recap. Right, we need to do a follow-up because it's been a while. And so, we're gonna have to do this again because we had to go to to her location.
Yes.
To do the show from wherever she's at. Because we need to make sure she's on it. And so one of the things we wanted to share is, what she mentioned is, when we would get together, we would talk about how we were all single and we were ready to mingle, and we were mingling.
We were mingling.
We were mingle here, mingle there.
A mingle here,
mingle everywhere, mingle. Oh, McDonald had a mingle.
Yeah. With the mingle here and a mingle there.
Everywhere a mingle. So with that in mind, I just wanted to see. The audience wants to know. Maybe
the audience want to know?
I don't know. How is it in the love life world for you? Any special person? There was a mention that we all have boyfriends now.
We do.
How is that going? And why don't you share a little bit about that love?
Yeah. Okay. Well, if I must, I'm just joking.
I
know, right? No. I'm actually really, really, really happy, guys. I'm in a very happy space in my life right now. I'm in a relationship and it's heading in the right direction. Yeah, and soon you guys will know what I'm talking about. But it is going in that direction. And we're very happy. You know what? I've been helping in that business as well. He's a local business owner, and I've been helping him, and he helps me. And you know what? I found a partner who is supportive of everything that I do. Yeah. Everything that I do, and he's like my number one supporter. He's egging me on. Like when I'm thinking of things that I want to do, yeah, you should, like, he's like my number one cheerleader. And then I'm thinking, no, that's like ridiculous. No, like, but for real, you should do it. I'm like, okay. So he's the number one supporter. He's like, he eggs me on, he's like a cheerleader. And, I like to say that I do the same thing for him, and try and come up with new like ideas for the business and stuff. It's, it's a business that's been in the area for over 30 years. And so it's his family legacy, and so I get it. And I appreciate that because that's what I'm trying to do. Leave a legacy with Raíces Unidas. And so, when you find a partner that's supportive of what you do, you hang on to that. Yeah.
And a couple of questions, because I know that when you're out there, when we're meeting people, it's in between us doing the things that we love to do, Raíces Unidas, the podcast, our work. So it's like finding that balance and not really finding, but being found.
Right.
I want to say that when I stopped looking, that's when things happen. Was it something similar to you? Were you actively like this? I'm looking for someone, or did that person just kind of like, just kind of showed up? And how was it for you?
You know, we used to talk about this all the time. Like we would date with a purpose.
Yes.
We I think there was a few like a topic. I mean, there was a few episodes
Yeah.
where we talked about dating with a purpose. I dated with a purpose because I am not a spring chicken. You know, yeah, I am not a spring chicken, and I wanted to find my person. It's not like I was going, like, everywhere that I went. I was like, okay, are you my person? Are you my person? No, are you my person? No, I wasn't doing that, but I was open to finding my person, and I wanted to find, and so I was dating with a purpose, and I was single for a while, for a long time, for years, Yeah, I think what, like 7 years, maybe almost 7 years. And so, yeah, I dated here and there, and, there were maybes here and there, but nothing that filled my cup. You know what I mean? No one that I could see like sitting on that rocking chair next to me as a viejita. You know what I mean? And I think it's like, all of my boxes are checked off. One of the biggest struggles I always had was like, this is what I do. I have a nonprofit. I work a 9 to 5. I've got 3 kids. I'm on multiple boards. I help my friends with their projects because they help me with with my projects. Like that's what we do, and that's how you met me. So please don't change that about me because that's what makes me me, you know? And so, when someone comes into your life and wants to change who you are and the essence of who you are, then that's not going to work. And I think that there might have been some of those things going on, right? And so that's why I just never found the right person. And I'm in this new stage in my life where that person's in my life, and things have changed, because obviously you have seasons, right?
Yeah.
And then I had extra time on my hands to do all these extra things, but now not so much. But still, the core of who I am is civic engagement, community involvement, volunteering, and helping my friends with their projects. And that is still who I am, and that is still what he supports me with, and I love him for that. I know, little heart, the little there, the heart.
So, being with someone is not. There's a book right here. There's a book, The Grasper's Blueprint, and
And you can find it on Amazon, guys. And the good thing about it is that it's $24.99. I don't think, but you know what? Every cent goes back into Raíces Unidas to help me with Project Prom, to help me with their holiday experience with the kids in the elementary schools and the senior citizens. Like all of it goes right back to Raíces Unidas. So I encourage you, and the book is really about it kind of walks you through how to build community, how to find your purpose, and once you've found your purpose, how do you get your ideas in order, because you could be all over the place and you just need some guidance, and that's what it's about.
And I love how when you first told me about it, because so many folks were asking you, like, how did you do it? How did you do it? How did you do it? And you're like, I don't have enough time to be able to sit with everyone separately, but I came up with this idea of the book. So boom, now everybody has it. So that genius.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that, okay, if you know me, I don't have the heart to like charge you, like, especially when it's for a good cause. You know what I mean? Like, I can't, but also like time is currency, like time is money. You know what I mean? And you can't just build this and like, you can't explain it in one phone call. Like, it's not one phone call. It's just, it's a lot of information, and and not to be ugly, I just don't have time to sit down. But I'm like, how can I get it across? So I thought about, okay, let me write this book, and now you have the blueprint, right, to it. And now if once you've read it, you have questions, call me, because those questions will be simple to answer. I'm not gonna have to walk you through the whole process of it. And this is more about, again, I had this conversation with a couple a few days ago, because they're like, hey, Marianne, can you help us form our nonprofit? And I'm like, buy the book. But I sat down with them, and I told them, I was like, the whole reason I wrote the book was because of that, because I got, constantly I had people calling me or showing up to where I was at, and then they would pull me aside, hey, I have a couple questions. I'm like, okay. So what I was explaining was that it's very important, obviously, to legalize and become a 501c3, but I think it comes in steps, because for me, it was more important before I became a 501c3, before I formalized, to build your community, to find the purpose, to build the trust within your community. And once that, which is the hard part, and it's the part that takes the longest, once I did that, then I had to educate myself on how do I legalize this? What are the steps I have to take to become a 501c3, to become legal with the Secretary of State? Like what does that look like? And so I had to do my homework, but it's steps. And so this book is about how to build your community, how to build your trust. Book number 2 that will be coming out next year is more about the legal steps. You know, how to formulate your 501c3, how to, you know, get with the Secretary of State and all of that good stuff, and IRS, because that's the thing too, you know, just all of those steps. And that will be book 2.
I love it. I love it. And then when you mentioned how this book was coming out and it came out, and I'm like, okay, so when's the party? Like, that's my first thought was like, when are we going to celebrate? And we're going to do a book launch. We're going to do a book party. And then, like, I think a week after, you said, hey, we're going to do this Latina Day. I want to celebrate my book launch, but not just me, but with everybody. Everybody. So I want you to, I'm going to move out of the way a little bit so people can see real quick. Now we're going to go into this beautiful shirt that says, this is Latina Power. Now, there's a couple of things that happened over the summer as to why we're talking about Latina Power, what Latina Power looks like, what it means to you. But I want to ask you now, because there was an elected official who had a problem with the Latina Power shirts, mugs, caps, buttons, bumper stickers at the Smithsonian. And so that started like this whole wave of Latinas sharing what Latina Power is to them. So I'm going to ask you what your Latina Power is. And then we're going to go into this Latina Power shirt and the Latina Power, the Latina National Latina Day celebration that we had. Yeah. So, Comis, what is your Latina Power?
Wow. Well, the thing is Latina Power, it means so many things, you know, but like for me, it's a symbol of like orgullo. It's a symbol of like, of orgullo's pride, right? Pride, family, culture, you know, being inclusive, you know, opening doors, just that's, you know, just that's your, because that's your power as a Latina. You have the power to pave the way, to open doors, to create space in spaces where women like us are don't frequent. That's your Latina power. Take full advantage of it. You know, if you have it, own it, and take full advantage of it. That's what Latina Power means to me. But Latina Power is so beautiful because it takes so many forms and it has so many meanings for everyone. And so for me, that's what that means.
Yeah. And then going into how you use that power to create an event to celebrate not only your book launch, but to bring in so many other Latinas, women who came and put out their business, their services for people to come check it out. I mean, just talk about what you created, because this Comis was like, yeah, we're going to do this thing. And this was like, I'm like, that's like in about 3 weeks. Yeah. And we're like, all right, let's do it. What are we going to do? Yeah. So talk about the National Latina Day celebration that happened here at By the Wayside on August the 20th, because August the 20th is National Latina Day.
Yeah, it is. It was on Thursday.
So share about what happened, and I'm ready for next year, Latina 2027.
Oh, it's on. It is on. Okay, so oh my gosh, so yeah, so piggybacking off of what my comadre said. So when I launched the book, she was like, okay, well, when's the party? When are we releasing it? And I'm like, guys, just hold on a little bit. You know, I know I'm not shy, but I am shy. I don't really like, you know, I don't, you know what? Us Latinas, a lot of us Latinas don't know how to take compliments, don't know how to just accept the shine. You know, you worked your ass off, you know, but it's hard for us to accept that. I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, Comis, we'll do something. I promise we'll do something. And then I was actually just sitting with my boyfriend, and I was like, you know what? And I was looking at the calendar because I was trying to look for a day to do it because I really didn't want to do anything big. I just wanted to do something intimate, kind of like when we had the proclamation. Remember where was that Balde's
What
house?
was going to be intimate? National Latina Day?
Well,
Or your
I
book
want no
launch?
my book launch. My book launch. It was gonna be something intimate. That's what I wanted. Something intimate, just close family friends, right? And then I opened up the calendar, and I'm like, National Latina Day is like in 3 weeks. I don't want to just celebrate me. I want to celebrate everybody. So I call up my three crazy friends, my three crazies, Angelica from Latina Leadership Podcast, Isa, president of NHPO, and La Super Comadre over here. And I'm like, guys, I have a brilliant idea. What if I do my book launch, but instead of celebrating me, we celebrate all these amazing Latinas that are out there doing the things, doing all of the things. They are showcasing their Latina power. And all three of them, it's like my phone was just ding, 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 ding. Yes, yes, let's, whatever you need, let's do it. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. So then I was like, okay, but we have to be very intentional, guys. I truly want to celebrate Latinas and our Latina power. So when I was on the hunt to find a space, I was, I went to a couple of places, right? And we're here at By the Wayside. The owners are a couple, Brendan and Sam. Sam is half Latina. She and when I tell you that when I spoke to her about it, she did not hesitate. Like she's like, yes, this is why we opened our this space. We want to celebrate community. We want to showcase our culture, and she was all for it. And I knew in my heart. I felt it. Like I felt like I know it's gonna sound corny, guys, but I had like this tingly feeling. I'm like, this is the place, this is the spot. And plus they just opened in April. So even better because you know what? Is a small business owner. She is Latina and she's all about community. So heck yeah. And then, when I thought about like, okay, well, I want to showcase vendors, but I want them to be small business Latina owners, right? And I put it out there. And then I had a conversation with my three sisters, right? And I'm like, guys, I want to highlight Latinas. But and please don't throw shade at me, guys, and don't hate me for what I'm about to say. But we go to events all the time, and it seems like we see the same faces all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I love everybody. I really do. And if you know me, I get along with everyone, and and everyone should be celebrated. But I really wanted this to be about. I want to celebrate women of all walks of life, every profession, from all ages. I didn't want it to be, and you know what? I love these Latinas that we see all the time because they paved the way for us, for the women that we highlighted. But I felt like it was time to show some women that are out there really do and that are busy, really busy working, that you never see they're what they're doing, and they're never celebrated for their accomplishments. So I went on the hunt and I found 12 amazing ladies. I had one lady who is a mother of, I believe, six,
Oh my God.
two pairs of twins.
Wow.
And she forms part of the 1%. 1%, guys, national 1%. Only 1% of CFOs are women. And she is a Latina.
Wow.
And she is from Houston. And she's in finance.
I love it.
Tell me, and she's a small business owner. And on top of having 6 kids, 2 pairs of twins, being a CFO, being a Latina, being a full-time wife, having a small business, she also finds the time, guys, to still. And this is how I found her, because I have her on social media, and she is constantly, if you need any help with, trying to figure out, if you want to invest your money, or if you have questions about, your 401k, or, your IRAs or life insurance, just send me a message. I'll walk you through it. Like nothing. And it's like, it's women like her that educate, other people that don't, we don't know, like, where do we put our money? What do we do with our money? You know what I mean? She has time to do all of that. Doesn't charge. She's a CPA. I mean, it's just this that. I mean, there was another one, another lady who freaking works at Halliburton, and she's like a chemist, and she's in biology. I'm like, oh, I went to high school with her, and when I came across her, I'm like, oh my god, is that Luli? That's Luli. I mean, she had some articles then. Now, like, went to Drexler. Like, she's just amazing. Just so many women, and I was like, man. So I was very intentional, and you know what? I didn't know what this was gonna be, Claudia.
It was magical. It was a room full of like I mean, tingling everywhere. Not only was it warm, because it was warm, it was a lot of people, but it was everyone's. I just had really good aura, vibe, energy, and I love seeing even the women who paved the way were here, and a lot of them would come up to me and they said, "Hey, we didn't want to miss you guys and what y'all were doing." And these are the women that have been highlighted so much, and they're doing amazing things and have been. But they were even giving us props to like, we're not gonna miss this. We wanted to come and be a part of this.
I'm gonna cry. Yeah, I'm gonna cry because, man, like
That means a lot.
I never ever in a million years thought that some of the people who were here would be here. It was magical, guys. It truly was magical. And I'm telling you, we created this event in 3 weeks. I didn't know what it was going to turn out, but I knew that I wanted these women to be celebrated and highlighted, and I wanted the small business owners to not only, be able to showcase their business, but I wanted to make sure, Latina Leadership Podcast was here. Another radio station was here. We had Rocky was here. And then, she was here too. Blanca Blanco was here. But I was more concerned about the small business owners having a spot on air to talk about their business, because I wanted them to be showcased. I wanted them to be highlighted. And I was more concerned about that than, okay, did my QR codes go on the tables? Because again, this was formed in 3 weeks, guys. And it was supposed to be about my book, right? Like, well, not about my book, but I wanted to celebrate. I wanted to celebrate the launch of my book. I had one book here, guys. Like, that's how much, I completely forgot, because it just transformed, It did. It transformed into something so beautiful. And I was here with my boyfriend earlier in the day, setting up the red carpet and just setting up the registration table. And then, when it was closer to go time, we hauled butt to get ready, and I'm getting calls left and right. Marianne, this person's here. Marianne, that person's here. Marianne, there's no more parking. And I'm like, wait, what? The whole reason we picked this location was because of the ample parking. There was no parking. There was no parking in the streets. Cars were getting towed. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? But I've always said, guys, that when you move with good intentions, things always fall into place. And thank you to our sponsors that are being showed right now on the screen, because without our sponsors, there's no way that I could have done this, and without our volunteers and without my sisters, Claudia, Ilsa, Angelica, wee hours of the morning helping me make these beautiful totes and stuffing the bags with the goodies, and just,
by the way, the bags were a hit.
Oh yeah, they were pretty. They were so pretty. I love them. And so, again, and I only made 50 because, again, I didn't.
And you sold. They were out. I mean, I sold out, but they were. I mean, you made 50 bags. 50 bags were gone.
Yeah, no.
And there were a lot of people without a bag, so that means a lot of people came.
Well,
did anyone take note? Like, what?
No.
Did anyone take?
I had a sign-in sheet, okay. But again, I don't know. Like, I'm still like trying to catch. I'm still trying to catch up. But the thing is, I am a 501c3, guys. So like, whenever I host events and stuff, like, I have to keep tracks of that for my impact report, right? My yearly impact report, because that's part of it. Like, I have to report all of that, right? So, yeah. I never imagined the amount of people that were going to show up, and I'm just so truly grateful. And that night I had to go I had to go home, and I just literally I needed a moment, because I was grateful and I was humbled by just everybody that showed up. And just, guys, if man, just that's that that was Latina power.
Exactly.
That night was Latina power.
It was, and as I look in the room right now that we're in, and to think that it was just filled. I mean, we had it was standing room only, standing room only, and then all the vendors were outside, and there was like people standing room only outside as well, and just it was just it was magical, and I can't wait to 2027, and this is what Latina Power looks like. It's when and I guess I'll share a little bit about like my partner
Mhm.
when we first met, and he said, "How do you use your power?" And I didn't get it at first.
Right.
And he goes, "I always meet a lot of, I've met plenty of women, and sometimes they use their power for good and sometimes they don't."
Right.
And like you said, if you when you create things and you do it with good intention. And I remember he shared that with me, and I thought, oh gosh, Latina power. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, it's using it for good. How do I use my power for good? And I forgot what I was going to talk about because of my menopause.
Oh my god. That's part of her Latina power.
That's part of my Latina power. But back to creating the space and not knowing sometimes like how it's going to turn out. It's like just do it. Because sometimes we overthink things, and I over catastrophize, I overthink things, and then now I'm just like, F it, just do it. Because if you don't do it, then what happens if you and then if you don't, right? So now we're gonna have some pictures, and I want for the listening audience to, as we describe, Marianne is going to describe some of these pictures, and while you're looking at this picture, looking now into the future in 2027, and what are some things that you want to continue highlighting next year? What is one thing that you feel like, oh, we got to do this now, or I want to do this a little bit different? So what's next for Latina Day 2027 here in Houston?
Absolutely. So for sure there will be a National Latina Day 2027. Absolutely. We're already. So if guys, I'm telling you now, if you want to partner up, if you want any part of it, hit me up. Let's do it. The more the merrier. I want to celebrate everyone. I want us all to celebrate together. So if you want to partner up, let me know. Let's start planning it. But for sure, glows and grows, right?
Oh yeah,
Glows and grows.
Glows. Well, let me ask you, what are the top 3 glows? What went super well?
I think the attendance.
Yes.
The attendance went super well. But you know what? And I feel kind of, the night before, I was telling my boyfriend, I'm like, man, I feel so bad because there's, when you have an event and you want to personally like invite someone or personally send out the flyer, to people, certain people. I didn't have the chance to do that because again, I was really just it was just me. And when Angelica could come over and help me, do stuff, she would. Claudia, Ilsa, the same thing. My boyfriend, the same thing. On top of running a business during the day, So really, it was just like late nights trying to get stuff done, in a matter of 3 weeks. So again, there were certain things that I wanted to do that I didn't get a chance to do. And I felt bad because I wanted to reach out literally to a lot of the people that were in the room. I wanted to personally reach out and send them a text or message them a flyer. Hey, I hope you can join my event. I didn't have a chance to do that. And I was like, man, what an a-hole of me. You know what I mean? And when I walked,
we're talking about glows.
Well, hold on a second. Okay. But when I walked into the room and they were all there,
oh yes,
I was in tears, guys. I was in tears because I was like, man. And here I was worried, that people were gonna get offended that I didn't personally invite them, and they were here, and I still want to cry.
Yes.
I was so just humbled and grateful. I was so grateful. So the glows are that the amount of people that showed up, the amount of support that I got for this event, and also just that the women that we highlighted, I'm grateful for By the Wayside because they allowed their families to come, and some of them had kids, and they allowed the kids to be a part of it too. And just there's just not enough thank yous in the world that I can give to everyone that showed up to by the wayside, to their staff, to my sisters, to my friends, to my boyfriend, everyone that helped us create this event. So those are definitely the glows.
Super glows. Super
Oh, the
glows. I
glows.
mean, we were all glowing that night. Everybody was glowing.
Everybody.
And I love how you kept reiterating, like, this is a celebration. Yes, we're highlighting the women that were, yeah, that you chose, that
Mhm.
were chosen, but you kept reiterating, hey, we're celebrating everybody here.
Yeah, everyone.
Everybody deserves to be, have the spotlight on them, to be celebrated on or with, because
Yeah,
we don't always, you're right about us not always knowing how to take a compliment.
we don't.
We tend
We
to
struggle. We
diminish. We tend to
struggle.
like, oh, it's not a big deal. Or, oh my God, you look great in that outfit. Oh, it's just this old thing.
Mhm.
But, to learn and to accept, that's actually one thing that my partner Angel has taught me is to take a compliment. I've had to learn to just say, thank you, and like bite my tongue, because I would be wanting to say, like, diminish myself and say, oh, no, it's not a big deal. And it is a big deal.
It
And I
is. It
love
is. It
how
is.
we all set that stage or the space for people to shine on each other. And I think we need more of that. And I'm glad that you did this, because sometimes we do see or we do hear where there's a feeling that there's not enough space or not enough people or not enough, but there is plenty. There's plenty to go around,
Absolutely.
and no one's here to encroach on anyone else. Even when we say Latina power, it's not saying that we're not including another group of people. No, Latina power means to me that we include
We're
everybody.
inclusive.
We're everyone.
Inclusive.
We got an umbrella. Everyone come under the umbrella. We just happen. The way I see it is that Latina power is. I'm saying that because there was a time when a group of people were not celebrated or were not highlighted or were not accepted or were not in the boardroom or the meeting room or the classroom or the office, and now it's like, yeah, we have the ability to do that. And now that, and when we get into those spaces, we turn around and say, okay, like you said, come on in. But we're not letting anybody else in. We're like, let's all come in.
All of us.
All of us.
There's room.
There's so much room.
There's room, guys. And
Houston's big.
fourth largest city in the nation. Yes. So yeah.
Yeah, so we're coming to the end of catching up with my super comis comadre Marianne Garcia, and did we talk about glows?
We did glows. We didn't do
I mean,
grows. No.
Did we talk about grows?
I need
Okay,
some grows for sure.
so we're gonna close it up with just one grow for next year. And then, I want you to just give another plug for your book. How can people follow you? How can people support Raíces Unidas and the wonderful programming that you have?
Yes.
So,
Okay.
a glow.
A grow. Okay. For our vendors, I promise you that next year I'm going to figure out how to get you AC. How to get you AC. Yes, that is my number one goal. Because August is a hot freaking month. I had like two vendors leave. It says it's just hot. I'm like, well, I mean, in your 60 years of life, you would think that August is hot. I mean, I know that in my 40 years of life. Just saying. But yeah, I know it's hot. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I'm not Mother Nature. I wish I
did have a fan seller, a fan vendor.
Yes. Oh my God. And she was just like,
Thank you, fan vendor.
yes, fan pack. I think it was the fan
Algo
pack,
así.
something like that. But she was amazing.
Yes.
And but I promise our vendors that I'm gonna find a location that has AC. Yeah, because 2027.
We got a bravo.
Thank you, Brenda.
From Brenda Bravo.
Thank
Bravo.
you. Thank you so much. It was so good to see you here too,
Yes,
Brenda.
yes.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone coming. Oh my God, I'm just so appreciative. But also plug. So you can go to my website. It is weare.raicesunidas.org. You can find us on social media, Raices Unidas HTX. You can my book, you can find it on Amazon. And it's the Grassroots Blueprint. We have these shirts here because, guys, remember, Christmas is coming up and I need toys. I need lots of toys. This is Latina Power. These shirts are $20, but those $20 are gonna buy like 4 toys, guys.
Goes back to
Yeah, Raíces Unidas. Remember what we do for Christmas. what we do for Christmas. We create holiday wonderland, winter,
Holiday
yeah,
experience.
winter wonderland. There you go. It's a tongue twister for underserved schools. So we bring in artificial snow, we bring in toys, we bring in Santa, food, music, and we do it for senior citizens as well too, guys. And that is
The senior agers.
yeah, the senior agers, guys. So yeah, so buy the book.
Buy the shirt.
If you want a shirt, message me on Facebook, Marianne Garcia, and we have plenty of shirts, and all of the proceeds go straight back to our senior citizens, our Project Prom, our Dignity Boutique. It goes all back to the community, guys.
Yeah. And also, I loved how you asked for donations.
Mhm.
So for dresses. So plug in for folks that have dresses.
Yeah, I'm taking dresses, guys. I'm taking dresses year round for Project Prom. Project Prom, we have a Dignity Boutique where kids from all over Houston can come in there, shop from head to toe, shoes, accessories, dress, absolutely free, no questions asked. All I need to know is show me proof of what school you go to, because for my impact report, 501c3. But that's all I ask. I don't ask for anything else. But also this year, not only did we do prom attire, but we did graduation attire for all graduations, kinder, fifth grade, eighth grade, 12th grade, college graduation. Everybody got something. It was amazing. So yeah, we're constantly looking for donations. So hit me up again. We'll have the website. You have me on social media. You can reach out to me personally or however. We've got the book, we've got the shirt. Please, please, because Christmas is around the corner. Also,
Like literally around the corner. Like we're skipping October, going straight to.
yeah, toy drives. If anybody wants to host a toy drive in honor of Raíces Unidas and our kids. And also, one of the reasons I think I've been successful with Raíces Unidas and how I've been able to build trust and community was because when people donate, I don't like to take the donation and just take it. No, I want you to come so you can and be a part of it. I want you to see where your hard-earned money is going. I want you to see where that beautiful dress is going. So I invite you guys to be a part of all of the experiences, all of the celebrations, because this is not just me. This is all of us. This is by the community for the community, guys.
And like she said, community is where we are always in, because I've always liked the saying where to whom much is given, much is expected. And we have been blessed and been given with so many opportunities, so many places that we've been in. And so now it's just our responsibility, obligación, but not in a bad way, but our responsibility to give back in the way that we can and gather people and what have you. So now, before we sign off, we do want to give, a plug to the National Hispanic Professional Organization, because our other third comadre of Hey Comadre, she is a president of NHPO. So we're going to plug in on her behalf how we need you to be a part of this next thing that we are helping her with. And it's called, let's see, Liliana, can you bring this picture up? It's El 16. Yeah, you read it, because I gotta go like this.
For blinders. 2026, 16 de septiembre celebration event at our state capitol. So if you were a part of it last year, it was incredible. It was amazing. And it was literally one of a kind experience, once in a lifetime experience. In the rotunda, you've got performances, you've got mariachis, you got people singing. It was incredible. We're doing it again, guys. We are going to have an amazing event. We have some great artists that are going to be highlighted this year. We've got, I got it right here. We've got Miss Adenary Jaques. We've got Justin Lopez. Oh, wow. I hadn't seen this one. Laura Lopez Cano and her son, Luis Cano, Victor Manuel Gonzalez Jr., and La Escuelita de Magnolia Park. A shout out to my kids, because my goddaughter's in there, and my other two goddaughters are part of the cohort. And then who else do we have over here?
We have Andrea Daniela. We have Roy Lozano's Ballet Folclórico de Texas. We have Chuy Chacon, an artist director. Galveston Ball High School Ballet Folclórico. Ana Olivares, director. Indigo Grupo de Teatro, Domingo Banda, and Eddie Gonzalez. So these folks are going to be highlighted that day at the Capitol in Austin. So we are needing you to help us get all these folks highlighted. The students of the Escuelita are needing some sponsors as well. So we're asking for you to reach into your pockets, reach into your businesses, your comunidad, and sponsor this event so that we can make sure that we have a beautiful reception, that we have transportation, that we have hotel, especially for the kids that are coming that day. And we just want to make sure that this event goes just as beautiful as it did last year. And this is in a collaboration with one of the women that you you highlighted.
Oh yes,
Miss
Renee Rodriguez.
Yes.
She is amazing.
Yes. Yes, so we just highlighted her. Marianne just highlighted her here, like on as one of the Latinas that we spotlighted. And this woman has taken the reins of this celebration. This is her, I think, her second or third time doing it.
This is her
Third time. So she brought us on as NHPO because we're on all kinds of boards. So we're wearing all kinds of hats. So we were brought on last year to help her, and she loved how we supported and how we helped her. But do this in Austin, and now we're back.
Yeah.
So she trusted us enough, and like you said earlier, Marianne, like doing this work, the number one thing is trust, building community, building connections, building trust, doing things with good intention. Not like when I said earlier, and I just remember now what I was trying to say. How do you use your power? And because there are some folks that will use their power, but not in a good way. And I'm not going to mention the people that are in office, but how do you use your power in a way that's going to support, going to connect someone to something, going to elevate a mission, an organization, a need. So this is us using our power for good.
Yeah. So guys, if you want to be a part of a one-of-a-kind experience in the Texas Capitol, guys, in the Rotunda, a beautiful sit-down dinner with live entertainment. If you want to be a part of this, if you want your company to be a part of this, there are sponsorship packages. Reach out to one of us from NHPO. There's tiers, and bring your company, bring your family. Yeah. This event is beautiful. Imagine, telling your neighbor, oh, I was at the state capitol celebrating Mexican Independence Day, like that's just unheard of. You want to be a part of this event, reach out to us, guys. Help us get these amazing artists there. These kids, we're helping them form core memories. They get to grow up and tell their families, tell their future kids, this is something that they did in our state capitol. Help them be able to tell those stories, guys.
And we can't wait. So contact us, find us on all our social medias, reach out to us, and we'll make sure that we send you all that information. So I'm looking forward to having you all there. So it's been great having you here. It's been great. And, being able to catch everyone up on what you've been doing. And so thank you. Thank you for shining.
Mommy.
Thank you for shining on other people. Thank you for creating a spotlight, a place for people to be shined upon. Is that even how you say it?
I don't know.
I don't see.
That's your part.
That's
part
my
of
new
your
word.
power.
Part of my power is I come up with new words, But this has been an amazing catch up. And this is my Latina Power shirt that I'm going to start wearing. Yes.
This is Latina Power.
This is Latina Power. This is what it looks like.
This is what it looks. This is what it
This
looks
is
like.
it. This is
and
it.
You can wear it too, guys.
That's right. All right. So this has been Claudia from the Claudia Macias podcast and show with my super comis,
Marianne Garcia.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Adios. Tan tan.
Yeah, we're good.
As we wrap up today's show, thank you for spending this time with us. I hope today's conversation inspired you, encouraged you, or introduced you to a resource, story, or perspective that can make a positive impact in your life. Remember, growth happens one conversation, one connection, and one step at a time. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep supporting one another, and keep showing up as the incredible, authentic person you were created to be. I'm Claudia Macias, and this has been the Claudia Macias Show and Podcast on admirableradio.com. Take care, stay inspired, and I'll see you next time. Adios.